On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, I've completely abandoned what I was going to talk about today when I discovered that the Ledger Nano X hardware wallet is now available for pre-order, to be delivered in March though. So in today's video, I'll run you through all the key details that I have personally picked out to save you the time. Now when it comes to security, the technology battle is only half the battle. The other half of the battle is your security practices, because making mistakes is one of the most popular ways that people lose their crypto. In fact, hackers exploit flaws in their victims' knowledge and behavior and psychology more than anything. So that is why I created Blockchain Security Essentials. Make your crypto impossible to steal. This is a structured online course that you can get from Cryptoversity, which is my online school. Link will be in the video description. And when you sign up for any online course of mine, you automatically get access to everything else as well. So there are 7 online courses. Doesn't matter which one you sign up for, you get access to everything anyway. So as well as Ledger Nano S's, which I do recommend in this course, you do need to know certain security practices to make sure that you don't get manipulated in other ways. So check that out. Right then, on to the Ledger Nano X. Exciting stuff. Do you remember in a recent video, I pointed out that I'd spotted on Ledger's website, they had a countdown timer and it was like 3, 2, 1, boom. And here it is. This is the announcement, the Ledger Nano X. So what I've done is I've picked out my favorite features and then I've put them in order of priority. So here are my favorite features. Let's begin with the upgraded memory. Here we go. Up to 100 apps, they say. Which, let's get serious, it's more like 50 apps, I reckon, that you'll actually be able to store. Because they did an upgrade to the Ledger Nano S, where they refactored all the code in the apps to make them smaller to fit more on the device. And they said you're going to be able to store like 18 apps on the device. That was like best case scenario. If you installed all of the Bitcoin derivatives and so on, turned out to be more like 5, right? So I'm not going to buy into their marketing hype here. Up to 100, best case scenario. Let's just assume that's 50. Now, I know what you're going to say. All you techies out there, you're going to go, well, the point of making the memory smaller on the Ledger Nano S was security. Smaller memory, less addressable size, harder for crackers to read the hex code and spot particular flaws. So more memory, more addressable memory, etc. Easy to exploit. Technically that's true. However, Ledger, as we'll talk about later on, this is a consumer grade device. So they have to have a toss-up between like the most secure configuration possible and then the actual usability of the thing. The Ledger Nano S is it's usable, but it's so frustrating to use. So if they're going to get out to the mainstream, they can't carry on with that kind of memory. So they have to kind of weigh that up, don't they? Anyway, moving on to favorite feature number 2. Get this, I was so gobsmacked just then, I couldn't even speak. So this is it. Bluetooth and a mobile version of the Ledger Live application. Gobsmacking stuff. So there's actually 3 slides here. If you're watching this on the video version, you'll see like a mock-up of an iPhone which has like a mini version of the Ledger Live software that we have on the desktop. So what does this mean? It must mean that the Ledger Nano X has an onboard battery, which the other one doesn't, right? You pull it out of the USB slot, goes off. Well, if we're going to have a Bluetooth, right, gonna need a battery in there. So if you watch the demo videos, they just sit the Ledger X on the desk, and once it's paired to your phone, which you'll have to do, just like pairing any other device, you exchange pairing codes, and there it is. As long as you turn the Ledger Nano X on and have it in range, it'll do the handshake, do the Bluetooth connection, and that's it. Then you do stuff on your phone, and when you want to confirm, the Ledger will light up and you'll confirm it. So, question, does Bluetooth introduce more security risks? Not really. So even if there has been flaws in Bluetooth security in the past, right, and Bluetooth evolves in its own versions and so on. However, the way they're doing this, they're encrypting it on both ends. So just like any unsecure connection, if I grab some data that's being communicated across an unsecure connection, if that data has been encrypted at the source, I can't do anything with it anyway. So even if there is a flaw in the Bluetooth security and it's going wireless, again, wireless is not ideal because it can be picked up in the air versus a cable, which is much more secure. Even if someone does pick it out of the air, it's going to be encrypted on both ends, so you're not going to be able to make sense of that information. However, yes, technically, because you can grab a copy of it out of the air, that makes it technically less secure than a cable, because there's no way of getting intercepting that if it's via a cable. But that's just a technical observation for you techies out there. Now think about this, the mobile version and the Bluetooth orientation. Think about the boost to crypto adoption. Think about it. There's millions and millions, perhaps billions of people in the world that use the internet exclusively on their smartphone. They don't even have a laptop or a desktop computer. How the hell are they supposed to get maximum security for their crypto assets? This is the answer. They can now use a Ledger X, and not Ledger X because that's a thing. Ledger Nano X, that's confusing, isn't it? If I call it Ledger X, that's actually a private, like a permission blockchain thing, isn't it? Anyway, the Ledger Live mobile app is due to go live in the Google Play Android store on the 16th of January, so look out for that. I have an iPhone, so that doesn't matter to me. Next feature is bigger screen. So let's hop back over to the website here. Here's the device all split out. You can sort of see, if we go back to the multi-currency one, actually, that's the online store, don't want that. When we look at the multi-currency feature, which is I was talking about the memory earlier on, you can see the screen's bigger if you're looking at this on the video version, because the icons on the screen are now in 2 rows, which on the original are only in 1 row. So, and the resolution of this screen looks slightly higher as well. And you don't really need to increase the resolution of a screen like that much for it to actually feel like a much higher quality image. One thing I did notice is that it still doesn't show all the transaction details when you propose a transaction. You know, in the existing Ledger Nano S, the information kind of scrolls. It shows the amount, then it flips to the transaction fee, then it flips to the outputs and things like that, and you have to confirm it. Well, it still does that, right? The only difference I noticed with this one is you can actually click the button to scroll through it rather than waiting for it to cycle. So that's an improvement on the usability feature. Interestingly, they've moved the buttons. So the buttons you'll see are now on the front rather than on the top. One of them is on the far left of the screen, and the other one, it looks like it's combined with the hinge. So if you've got a Ledger Nano S, you know the little metal shield, and you swing it open. Well, that's that little hinge, which is a key ring on the existing Ledger Nano S. That's now a button. So if you hold it with your thumbs, kind of like a Nintendo Switch controller, both your thumbs are on the buttons, which I think, again, usability, big upgrade. They're also sticking with the 24-word recovery phrase, obviously, because it's a seed that derives all of the various private keys from all the assets that it supports. They've simplified the recovery sheet here. It's just a simple white piece of paper, black text with a bit of red heading. Still a piece of paper, though. They're not a metal seed recovery storage company, so you'd have to get a crypto steel or something like that. If you're paranoid, I do recommend those in the Blockchain Security Essentials course. Now, in terms of the price, it's pretty much double what the Nano S is. So I had the store open, which I just previewed just a second there. You can see that the new Ledger Nano X is available for pre-order. It's £109 total, and you see here, recommended product, Ledger Nano S, £54.50. So it's pretty much double the price. The Ledger Nano S is now dropped in price dramatically. It used to be like £99, but now they've had to make room in the product portfolio for the Ledger X. Here's the next point. The name. I made this observation way back 2 years ago when I originally reviewed the Ledger Nano S. I said, what the hell are they doing? Look at the packaging. It looks exactly like an iPod or an iPhone packaging, and the naming convention, like Nano S, iPhone 6S, iPod Nano, what the hell are they doing? And it was the white box with the branding and so on and so forth. Check this though. They just announced this at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. That makes a statement. Why would they unveil it at a consumer electronics show rather than at a big crypto conference? They're making a statement. They're moving crypto into the mainstream with this. Yeah, get that? Interesting. That's a very big statement in my view. They've spent a lot of money exhibiting and speaking at CES, so that communicates a lot to the marketplace. So this sounds like the perfect evolution to me from the Ledger Nano S. The key is not to overdo it when you upgrade your products, right? We're a long way from iPhone level maturity. And the iPhone now, smartphones are at the point where it's matured so much that it's kind of difficult for Apple to make a groundbreaking product every year. They kind of have to invent features that no one really asked for because it's all been done, and all phones now have, dual lens cameras and front facing selfie cameras and massive memory and blah blah blah, fingerprint readers and so on. So we're miles off that. So I'm glad that Ledger, it was obvious what the upgrades should be to the evolution of the Ledger Nano S. It was obvious. The bigger memory, the bigger screen, the mobile integration, all that sort of stuff, they are big wins that everybody wants, in my view. So it's going to be a winner straight off. So you can pre-order this version of the Ledger X right now. What's interesting is if you pre-order it now, you see that you get this Genesis Block Edition with this little etching on the back with Bitcoin and in a little piece of rock with pickaxes and stuff like that, which is a little incentive for us to get it now. It does say to begin shipping in March though. Start shipping in March. So depending on how many pre-orders they get, if you're not the first one in with your order, you're not going to be the first one out the door. I would hope that they've already started ramping up production before they announced it at CES, because not only can they count on a whole bunch of their existing customers buying X's, well, all of those consumers that they've just exposed themselves to might want them as well. Remember that 1.3 million Ledger Nano S's have been sold to date. Compare that to the reported 35 million people that are in crypto and hold crypto. So I expect the Ledger Nano X to eclipse those sales figures. 1.3 million, I think they're going to sell way more than that on the basis of the mobile feature alone. So I'm going to get one, of course, so I can do a proper review. My approach to the review is probably not going to be like as soon as I get it, maybe I'll do a video unboxing it, but I want to use it for like a month or two before I do a formal review, because otherwise I'm not going to be doing much than just parroting the official narrative, right? I want to actually use it, get some actual insights, which is what I've done in this video. I haven't just parroted what they say on the site. I've given you some insights like they launched it at CES, mobile means more wider adoption, and so on and so forth. So there we jolly well go. But that is all I've got for you today. So if you like this episode, go ahead and hit the like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. And remember to check out the Blockchain Security Essentials course or any of the other courses that are in the online school curriculum of Cryptoversity. You can check that out at cryptoasset.school. There's Blockchain Security Essentials, but we've also got Crypto Exchange Mastery, Master Cryptocurrency Trader. You can learn the hidden secrets of money, learn how blockchain technology works under the hood, or learn the secrets of the Bitcoin triangle. All the rest of it are all available on the website. But that is all I've got for you today. I will be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. Until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.